So let's hear what Norma has in her heart and take it away, Norma.
I am so honored to be here as well. So Jody mentioned my program, Weight Loss Your Way, which is exactly what I do. I teach women how to lose weight their way. And it's really a much more of a holistic approach. So it's way more than the food that's on your plate. It's about the process. And the better part of it, though, in fact, the start of the process is awareness. And that's exactly what I want to be able to speak to you about, is when you have that awareness, how your life changes when you actually experience the clarity of awareness. And a couple of us have said it already, what a powerful tool awareness is. And I personally believe that change can only happen once you truly experience awareness. And you can't make meaningful change if you're not aware of what the real problem is. And that's where awareness comes in. In fact, I think I'd go so far as to say that awareness is actually the required first step to create any type of lasting change in your life. So the rest of what I'm going to share is going to be in the context of weight loss, but I think you can fit the content into any life compartment. So if weight loss isn't your thing, feel free to kind of just change the language in your mind as I'm talking, and I think you'll be able to see the connection there. So when I start working with a client, the very first question I usually get is, how do I get started? Everybody just wants to dive in and get started. And my first answer to that is always, we have to get some awareness. And immediately I see the face drop. They're so discouraged that, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. But I explain to them that the time that we take to really become aware of where you are today and what your real obstacles are is actually going to get you to your goals so much quicker. So I'll try to explain a little bit what I'm talking about here. So I could certainly take my clients and dive right into changing the diet, but that's not helping solve the root cause of being overweight to begin with. And since we're not interested in doing these quick fix things like Jody talked about in the beginning, we're interested in lasting change. We need to get to the root of the problem. And to do that, we need to find that deep awareness. So it's not just a surface level awareness, but something a little bit more deeper inside us. And I think one of the best ways I can explain this is when I was on my own weight loss journey, I knew, and my clients knew, that they have to stop overeating if they want to lose weight. So my surface level fix could be, let's just restrict your food, just like all the other conventional diets do. But that never works. And it always feels so stinking hard. And I'll never forget the day that awareness actually connected for me. So I was that person. I would start out on Monday morning, all in committed. By 3 p.m. Monday afternoon, I was eating out of control again. So I started to pay attention or become more aware of what was happening at the time that I wanted to eat. And I started to notice a few things. It was always late afternoon, and it was worse on really stressful work days. My eating felt like incredibly out of control, but yet strangely self-soothing at the same time. It was a very weird thing to notice. So then I started to pay attention to what I was thinking. And I started to hear thoughts like, oh my gosh, this day can't get over any sooner. I can't take much more of this. All of that stuff was running through my mind as I was scavenging my way through the kitchen. And after several days of becoming like really acutely aware of how I was thinking and feeling in those overeating moments, it dawned on me, I needed a break. I was feeling stressed. I was mentally tired, and I was eating to give some relief to an incredibly rattled nervous system. So slowing down, taking the time to be aware and notice what was really happening below the surface showed me exactly the root cause and where I needed to focus my energy going forward. So it was kind of like pushing the pause button for just a few seconds to step back and kind of observe. And that was really what kind of broke the whole thing wide open for me when I started to become really aware and had some clarity around what the real problem was. I could get to work solving the real problem. So it's like being a bit of a watcher of your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And when you're aware or watching, you can catch these things that you're thinking and doing that are not serving you. And like a couple of the other speakers have said, you can start to make some intentional, different decisions. You suddenly have options, and you can be the watcher of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And when you do that, you're taking so much of the emotion and the judgment out. And when that comes out, all of a sudden you're allowed to see things a little more objectively. And then you can dig a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And it always reveals the real problems when you can do that. You know, I think one more quick example of in the context of weight loss, and this certainly shows up here, but it's not exclusive to weight loss by any means, is negative self-talk. I think we all do this throughout the day, and many of us don't even realize it. In fact, my clients have told me that until they started to listen for it and be the watcher, they never realized how much negative self-talk actually goes on for them. But when you do pay attention, just like the first example, you can catch it, decide if it's serving you, and then decide what you want to do about it. You have some options. So some of the things that I used to say to myself, and my clients have told me too, are like, oh my gosh, why bother? I'm never going to figure this out. This just is never going to work. I'm not good enough. That's a really popular one. But once they start becoming aware of not only what they're saying, but how frequently they're coming up, they have an opportunity to start redirecting those thoughts or deciding they're going to think something different, like changing it up a little bit. I will figure this out. I'm a smart woman. I don't quit. And it starts to give a little more momentum and a little more clarity to the things that are really sabotaging efforts like negative self-talk. So I hope this helped bring a little clarity around kind of the power of awareness and how you can use it in a real practical sense to get to that root of the problem. And it truly does give you the clarity and insight so that you can actually make those deep, meaningful changes. So I really hope this helps, and I look forward to any questions that we might have at the end.